good chunk. So right now in the call we have what 24. So we are missing a couple. What I'm trying to prioritize is kind of understand that there's going to be multiple people running the group at different times because I'm going to have a schedule change at some point. So Friday, Saturday is going to be where I hang my hat for now. Expectations are kind of the same. We're looking to make sure that we spread loot. And if we have some of you guys that are new faces and you haven't raided with us or you don't have the veteran, because I made a macro and everybody that had an early bird or a night owl rank in game, I made a macro and I bumped all of you to veteran. So as we start handing back out raider ranks, if you have a veteran rank, then you'll get that night owl rank when we go to push forward. So same thing applies. So again, just to reiterate the raid etiquette. So if you do bring another character, and this is kind of the change, if you do bring a character that you switch to, let's say you get bored of a character, we ask you to swap. If we ask you to swap, there'll be a different set of guidelines, but your new character will be put on probation as well because I can't have your, 4 of your characters get geared or get a prio piece of loot before somebody else's. So hopefully that makes sense, but it is one of those deals where we got to try to spread the love, where we can't have everything going to one person. There won't be a loot council, so that's still going to go forward. If we have an item like the incarnate, which there is one that's not very similar, but pretty important, we'll try to prio that around. It's not going to be it's so much based on attendance that it is importance of role. So DPS, I love you all. You are very important to me. But I need healers and tanks to be taken care of. Makes our life a lot easier because all we're doing is avoiding damage and not getting killed. So the one major change that the officers and I came up with, it should be pretty fair. I think everyone here got not AOTC, got a Keystone Master at the very least. And if you didn't, what we're planning to do is make sure we have groups within guild that are running keys, because that's only going to benefit you when you're gearing your alts, and it's also going to benefit us as a group. So after the first month, we'll assess and make sure everybody has KSM, so that way you're taking care of, try to get all the loot that you can. We're not asking for you to get KSH. We're just asking you to make sure you're maximizing and finding all possible ways to get loot, so we don't get held back by a gear check. It'll always be a skill check, and that is a high wall to climb, as we're semi-casual, semi-hardcore. So we'll need all the gear we can get to try to help push us a little faster than the average bear. What else? Before raid, we're going to be a little more strict on it. I wouldn't say strict. I'd say dickish. Trying to respect each other's time. So when you show up to raid, show up with your consumables, show up with your enchants. Don't get to raid, roll up, accept the summon, and as we're doing the first pull, you'd be like, oh, I have 1 enchant across all of my gear. So try to show up with all of your enchants. If gear is acquired throughout the raid, we have an enchanter in each group. They have hundreds of thousands of fucking mats. So don't worry about mats once you get in, but I don't think one piece getting enchanted is going to make the difference. Just don't show up to raid naked with no enchants. Health pots we'll have cauldrons. We'll try to facilitate some farming groups. That's going to be something we try to do. We'll try to throw together some groups where we all go farm mats, or if you don't want to farm mats, throw some that you buy off the auction house. But we got to start providing our crafters that are crafting that shit for consumables and shit for raids. We got to start piling into that so we're not having issues. Same rules apply. BOEs, recipes are going to belong to guild. We'll hand those out first. We won't try to make a profit off of them. What we're trying to do is make sure we get our crafters the gear that they can so that they can craft inside guild. And if you get fed recipes for a profession, it's kind of implied that the tip isn't required. It's kind of one of those deals. It's, hey, hook up the guild, you're getting recipes, one of those things. I always tip. You don't have to if it's someone crafting a guild. But it just helps them, especially if they invest time and effort into it. What am I missing? What else did we talk about on yesterday's meeting? What am I missing, Genocide? Gifted. Anything
I don't know.
important?
I wasn't there for the meeting.
That's right. You were fucking dipsetted because it took forever.
Because Genocide told me it started at 8:30.
Yeah, that was my bad. I said it for weird. So take a look at go to the announcements channel. Take a look at our roster as it stands. So our Night Owl spec intent, we're gonna throw up another one. But I think we have 27. I have 3 tanks set up. I need to find out. So I think Grimmy can ret Hesphorus. I need to know how well your ret is, and I'll get with you too. Either or. With tank expectations, since I do see two new faces aside from Burleton up there, you guys need to pretty well know the fight inside and out. It's going to be very important for you guys not to be our Achilles heel, because there's so many things that depend on tank mechanics. Burleton's strong, Grimmy's historically strong, Hesphorus. We just got to make sure if you're going to stand in and be that third tank, we need you to know fights really well. As far as everything else, our comp is actually night and day better than the Tuesday, Thursday group. So what we're looking for, if you guys are looking to swap, it'll be one of those deals where, hey, I see that Rhett's doing really, if you're a rogue and you say, I see Rhett's doing really well, I'm going to swap to Rhett. Well, I have to have a reasonable approach to that. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to kill some utility for the raid group because I want to be high on the charts. If you bring a utility, you're equally as important. So I need diversification, which this group doesn't have a whole lot of issue with. But if you do go to switch, try not to, I hate to say don't switch to meta, but it's got to make sense for the raid group, for the group going forward. We will assess going forward when we get into Mythic how many people want to actually push Mythic. The other group was talking about doing a combined effort with those two groups after AOTC is achieved. So that won't happen until AOTC is achieved, and then once you guys combine, you will still belong to those teams, and we may make an extra rank for Mythic. But when the new season starts, again, you guys will split up and you'll go back to your teams and help everybody get AOTC, have fun, enjoy, and then go smash your head against the wall as you get into Mythic if you guys decide to. Also worth noting, where am I at? I'm at 5.5 minutes. So the other part, we do have PvP. I'm actively recruiting for a PvP lead to branch out into that realm as well. So there's a lot of shit that I'm trying to do. I've been working, my schedule changed, so I can't nerd it up as much as I want to, but trying to get a PvP lead because some people said they wanted to get into rated battlegrounds and shit. So if any of you are interested and and there's a lot that's required for a PvP lead, if you're wanting to start out, I'd like you to have some current content experience, so you know how the ebb and flow goes for PvP and RBGs, because that's harder to call. To me, that's harder to call than raid, because you have to know the other team's comp and you have a lot of shit to know. So if any of you guys are interested, I'll post it in leadership chat or the leadership application so you guys can run that. Officers, you guys have anything to add?
Yes, the alt run will continue as the same week we start raiding. So alt run is still going to be a thing. We're going to be a little bit more relaxed than what we're requiring for the normal raid teams because it is an alt run. Not everyone has decked out alts, but it is going to benefit the guild as a whole to have people going to the alt run, because there may be a time where somebody does switch, or hey, this is going to be more beneficial for my team. We're still gearing up our alts. We're still, I will probably be changing my role for our the weekday main team. So having my tank more than likely for the weekends or for the alt runs. But after, going through it on our normal raid team, we're going to go in there with more experience than we did the first 2 days of the raid. But obviously, alt run not mandatory, but very beneficial. Free upgrade mats and shit.
Yeah, the other
part, recipes.
Yeah, so there's more chances on recipes as well. So that'll be where we kind of gear our ults and we throw our ults to make sure people are running. What was I going to say? I had a fucking genuine thought. Does anybody have any questions? Like, there's nothing too crazy. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and kind of go over. Oh, so the specs and classes. So the marker is to have no more. So 3 is the maximum of anything that we should have in any role. So we have 3 BM hunters. I'm not terribly mad about it. But if we get to like 4 hunters, that's going to be kind of a hard cap for us. So, or no, that's the Tuesday, Thursday. What are we at? We have the
1 BM hunter,
1 BM hunter, 1 marksman, and then we have three mages. So again, not mad about the 3 mages. Not a huge ordeal. We have 2 BM hunters actually, Akikio and Malakard. So So what we asked too, the other part of that, if you're raiding or if you're on a Friday Saturday group, please don't pre-run the raid. I mean, if you feel like we're not progressing fast enough for you, and you want to try somewhere else, I mean, feel free. But we need everybody's loot table to be open. So if we have 27 people or 28 people in raid, I know that seems fucking daunting. But there's going to be times when people can't make it, and then we'll have the early season burnout for some folks probably. So probably end up being around 20 to 25 again as we push forward and we move on, as people get busy and life happens. But we should have the appropriate amount of loot drop, so we don't have to worry about, oh shit, we have 25 people but 3 pieces drop. We know that there's at least 2 people fucking the group. So keep in mind we're trying to gear the group. So that's kind of where we're at. So if you want to go get AOTC after your raid night's over, your last raid night, go for it. I'm not saying anybody can't move ahead, but just please have your loot table open for the group. That's having fresh. You don't have a lockout for that difficulty. And when we progress to heroic, if you want to go rerun normal. I could give a shit less. So the thing is, we need to have the loot table open. So fresh, open lockouts. No one's pre-run shit. And that goes and that's how you need to tell people when they join too. Like, hey, if you're on the probationary status and you can't roll on loot for a week, everyone here, or there's a lot of you here who have had that probationary window and had zero issue with it because it's 1 fucking week and you still got gear. So I mean, you just have to let people know and be upfront with them so they don't get all butthurt the night of, and then we lose 2 or 3 people. It's like, yeah, fuck that, I'm not waiting. So the same thing goes if they run it ahead of time. That's the same kind of fuck you. So what else? Grimmy, did I miss anything? Corlat?
Yeah, I don't know because I had to speak with my wife for a second. But preparedness doesn't only necessarily means the enchants and potions and flasks and whatever. Also, go watch videos. Wait for a week. Also, not just check the videos that you have generally in YouTube, but wait for the big leagues, the 2-3 big guilds. They do the first bosses, and check the POVs of your class. I play warrior, right? So I will watch the first ones, but after 2 weeks, I'm going to watch what Atrocity does for the big guys. I remember the name. Like, just make sure you do things like that. I mean, care a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't just wait to log in on the day of the raid and expect everyone else to carry.
Yep.
the
And
time.
anybody that excels at their spec or class, it's not expected, but it's very helpful. If you see someone struggling with the spec, and you play it at a high end, a high level, if you sit with them, May is really good about it. A lot of people here have actually sat with other people in the raid or people that are just in guild and kind of gone over their shit, because that quick little 30 minutes to an hour, you giving some of your time and helping somebody work through a rotation may improve them 50%, 40%. So that's just one of those deals. Just we're not I'm gonna say fucking cheesy. We're not a family, but we play together. I mean, I've been in my boxer sitting in my computer while you guys are playing, so I feel like we're intimate. But realistically, we just got to make sure we're looking out for one another, making sure we're all pushing forward, so we're fucking hard chilling and we get AOTC fast.
Gooch, May asked in guild chat who's raid leaving / shared leaving since you're not in game.
I am in game. So it'll be me or one of the officers. So Corlat, I've heard him raid lead. Red, just to give you guys kind of a heads up. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. He's kind of reached that splat on the wall. He's kind of feeling a little burnout, which is fine. We'll give him some time to kind of feel it out, see if he's feeling well. If not, then it'll be Corlat, myself, Genocide. Grimmy can. He's knowledgeable. He just doesn't like to talk as much. And then Gifted, of course, and Neoli, if he can jump in, he's more than capable. Or if anybody else feels like they can step in and make it easy on us because they've raid led in the past.
Words.
Yeah,
Got
makes
this,
it
man.
better. But yeah, we should be hard chilling. We got an officer core in both groups, so we shouldn't have any issues. You guys have any questions as far as expectations and kind of where we're headed? I mean, we're never going to be CE. So again, if you're under that misconception, I apologize. I've only got what the good Lord gave me. And I'll give it to you 6 inches at a time. That's all I can do.
I mean, yeah, no CE, but at least we don't gonna chicken out on if we can, we
Yeah,
can
for sure.
try.
Everybody good? Everybody's silence is consent.
I won't be
just-
on the weekend group unless I'm asked to fill in as one of the things. Like,
Thank God.
yeah, you're welcome. I'm saving you guys.
Yeah, we're doing normal. So we start out in normal. I saw someone asking guild chat. So we'll start in normal. Let's go into it open-minded and understanding. We need the normal mechanics kind of on point. So when we step into heroic, because we're not going to have that overwhelming gear. Because the reason why Vault got so easy is because we were fucking blowing the gear level, the gear wall. So we were just on all fours, just getting after it. So that's not going to be the case going into heroic this tier. So the raid tier or the gear drops basically what most of us are at. So again, it's 410 eye level minimum. I'll be grinding my precept to that. So I'll be hopefully 410. I'll be in Seattle on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll be back in lovely Alaska on Thursday. And then ready for raid on Friday. But yeah, it should be a pretty eventful, educational, normal run, and then we'll try to get at least the 3 bosses down on heroic, so that way we get that vault slot. Because now it's 359 that we have to get. Is it 359 or 357? 357.
5-7.
Yeah, 357 that you have to get vault slots. So we'll try to get that 3 for the heroic on first week. So anybody got any questions, concerns, comments? You just ready to get the fuck out of here? Okay.
Yeah. If
Go
you
ahead.
need
I
a
have like a
chance,
comment.
What's up?
Kind of question, but more so comment. Like I know towards the end, we kind of got a little lax, but I just want to
Mhm.
make sure, like, even though we're like the weekend group, that we're not necessarily like an alt group, and that we are
No.
still
Yeah.
trying to like
Ever.
this is our
So-
main group, even if some
No.
people are
So
raiding
yeah,
in both.
it was
This
easier
is
for me
our
to kind
main
of bridge
focus.
that gap. Exactly. So it was easier for me to bridge that gap. This is because I was re-leading both groups. So they're always going to be 2 separate groups, or both trying to push the same. So just because I'm here not on a Tuesday, Thursday, it doesn't mean I want them to fail. And I hope they, we give them all the tools that they need, so they're going to do well. So what we're trying to do is make sure both groups are equally taken care of, and neither is taking prio. So that anybody here that I recruited, I said the same thing. We are going to run 2 groups and an alt group. Period. They're going to be 2 groups, both progressing, hopefully at a parallel level, so they're both in the same line as far as progression. So, and we did that last season. So we all got 2 of 8. Some pulls on Taros. We all got AOTC. So it should never be thought of as the throwaway group or the ass group. That's the Sunday group.
it's the Sunday group.
Yeah, that is the shitbird, and that'll be the shitbird run, is what we'll call that one. But I'll make that one permanent on Monday. That's when I'll post for raids. For the raid signups, I'll post that to where it all resets on Monday. So when it's recurring, because we have premium. If you guys want to make a group, you can do that. I think you have access to make events in the general channel. They're going to be recurring, so it'll be redundant. But aside from that, officers, you got any parting shots before we fucking ham cheese out?
If you need enchants or anything crafted, most recipes we have covered in the guild. Post that shit ahead of time. Like, I will not charge you mats for anything. 90% of what's going to get it crafted for you is going to be free. So don't feel like you need to sit and trade and hope for somebody to do it. But 90% of the people that are crafting stuff, if you shoot them a message or tag them in Discord, will be like, yeah, sure, let me log on. Like, don't waste your gold on trivial shit.
I've never looked in the guild bank, but is there a spot that we can put deposits in for like mats and stuff?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I have them all broken up based on what they are. So there's HEB, it's just the food and shit. There's the cloth and leather work. There's the engineering. There's jewel crafting. There's a spot for everything. And then if you have shit that's kind of communal, let's say tier 1 potions or whatever, throw that in the first tab. The alchemy tab we want to try to have is all the rank 3 shit if we need those. And then we have a raider tab as well. So you guys will have access to that once we start throwing up the raid rank. You guys will be able to see it.
Is
I
it
can put
organized?
stuff in now.
Yes, it is always organized because I have a problem.
Well, I just want to make sure because I know a certain female in here likes it very organized.
Hey,
Wow.
listen, Genocide's an officer. I won't have you talk about him like that.
I mean, I almost gave Genocide a fucking aneurysm the other day because I was
It's
going to
ma'am.
reorganize it.
Okay? You're proud of
Hey.
me.
That just because it was not in the ideal tab for what you thought, it's there for blacksmithing. I have it
Right.
organized for specific thing.
I was like looking at shit and I'm like, I need to fix this. And he's like, don't touch it. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he got it set
He
aside
said
for
to
the
me
enchants.
at the beginning, he told me
Or the
don't touch
buckle.
it, but when I touched it a little bit, he loved it.
I mean, there's
Um,
only a little
I
bit
get
to
it. I
touch.
play Minecraft just to organize things.
So before we spiders or kind of bunny hole, does anybody have else have any concerns? So we don't have to hang out in here. You can listen to me breathe. I'm about to go probably take a shower and wash the dirty filth off my body.
And we're gonna watch it.
Good.
Hmm.
Can I run an idea through the officers first before I talk to the rest of
No,
the
you
guild?
keep that shit to yourself, you weirdo. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, it's
We'll
not a
we'll bounce up
party.
there.
I don't
we'll-
know that
So-
yet. Yeah.
Go ahead and bounce up if no one has anything else.
Is there like a date and time for these mythic runs? Or can
It's
there be?
just make there can be. So what's gonna happen is we can start posting groups, or you guys can. I can post a deal, a roll sign up for people who want to push keys, and it'll just be Mythic plus rolls. So you out of those groups, I know like Swabs, Kraos, Akikio, Op, AO, they all run together. Their team was one of the higher pushing teams, and for a while, Haas had a team. There was a few teams that were in the guild that were pushing shit. So we need to do kind of follow in their path and do the same thing they did, is grab a team. Once you guys are together, you guys fucking rub sticks, play tummy swords together, get your IO up, and then it'll just help you in your gear and alts too, because all those perks and benefits are shared across account. So you can have, whatever the eye level cap is for upgrading Valor gear, you'll be able to do that
That's
on your
great.
alts as well.
437.
Yeah, so you'll be able to get up to 437 on your alts as well with minimal effort. But aside from that, you guys got anything else before we go up there and do our little brass meeting? We can play like we're important.
Have your secrets. That's fine.
Hmm.
All right. Well, again, silence is
We're
consent. It's
family,
my
we don't-
favorite.
I thought families don't keep secrets.
I'll be back in a second.
Families have secrets too.
Facts.
Yeah.